Hey guys, it's Sam and this is Top 5 Wednesday. If you're new to Top 5 Wednesday, I will leave a link to the Goodreads group down below for topics and such. This week's topic is our favorite monsters. So Halloween, spoop, we had to talk about monsters, creatures, these kinds of like supernaturally things. Some of these things are things that legitimately scare me and some of these things are things I think are cool. So let's get into it. Number 5 is the infected alien zombie plague people from Leviathan Wakes, the Expanse series. I've only read the first book in the Expanse series so far, but I do plan on continuing with the series. I don't think that they had a name for these things, but basically there's this virus that's like an alien virus that's going through space, and it's turning people into disgusting space zombies. And they really remind me of the husks from Mass Effect, which are freaking terrifying. I would have talked about the husks in here, but I just talked about Mass Effect in the last Top 5 Wednesday, so I'm trying to give you guys a break. But the husks should be on here, and like the Reapers in general, when people are turned into Reapers. This is all like that same vibe. So really this can share a slot with Mass Effect because this reminded me of that. Creepy. It's creepy. I could picture it. I could mostly picture it because of what I have in my head from Mass Effect. Oh man, space zombies. No thanks. Number 4 is some of the monsters we encounter in the ACOTAR series, but specifically more so in like ACOMAF and beyond. The one I was thinking of the most was the Bone Carver. So any of the monsters that are kind of in the prison thing seem pretty creepy, but the Bone Carver in particular seems creepy, and some of the other ones, the Weaver, and some of these like fae type creatures are creepy, but cool. I want to know kind of more things about the creepy Bone Carver, but creepy. Anything that can like basically have you envision it any way at once and use mind manipulation that way, no thank you. No, I'll stay over here, thanks, I'm fine, I'm good. Also terrifying, we have the Inquisitors from Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. These are sort of part of the religion in Mistborn, and they are people that have like the Mistborn kind of abilities that have been turned into Inquisitors that can hunt down Mistborns and Mistings and stuff. And they are people that have had metal spikes put through their eyes, but they can still somehow see. It's scary. It's, so they like no longer really become human. It's creepy. Something happens, there's a transformation, and it's creepy. And the Inquisitors are creepy. And they're creepier because they're like religious zealots. Religious zealot monsters. Again, no thanks. No thanks. Then we have probably the spookiest on this list because number 1 isn't actually super scary to me personally, but the Greater Dead from the Aporson series is coming in at number 2 for me. So Aporson is a series in which the main character is an Aporson, which means she has to bind the dead in like death. So she goes through like the river of death and goes kind of in almost the underworld. And you guys know how I feel about like those in-between spaces and everything, and this is one of those series that started that for me back in high school when I read it. I love it. So there's some creepy things that can come out through the river, the creepy river. Thankfully the Aporson is badass and she can rebind them, but they're freaking scary, okay? They're scary. Yes, my little scaredy cat self has read this series like a few times now, and it's still terrifying. But thankfully the Aporson's amazing and can defeat the baddies, but like, whoo man, that like mystical zombie-ish things, it's a lot of creepiness. And coming in at number 1, not so creepy, but still really cool, I love the Chimera from the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor. These are basically monsters, they're like creatures and stuff, and they are so cool, and I love them, and there's things about them I want to talk about, but if you guys haven't read the series, I don't want to spoil it, but I just really like them and their like culture and their community and like everything about them, and they're all beasties, but most of them are like really good, even if they're scary and like kind of look terrifying, you know? I just really enjoy them. And I had to end it off on a good note because we have all the spook back there and no thanks. So those are some of my favorite monsters, are the ones that stick out to me from the books that I've read. Comment down below, let me know some of your favorites. Not too scary. I don't love being scared. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!